Hey, how are you guys? Mike here again. This is another episode of uh, training videos of the three-step process, right? Three-step process to thrive in our business, all right? So I did a video on step one. Step one is what you can share with your meetings on how they get started. You have the 1, 2, 3 step process and how they can structure their business too, right? That's how they can join our platform. But sometimes you have a conversation, you don't need the slides. Eventually, they just want to look at business, right? You show them how they can write off. A lot of my conversations now is uh, nurses or people that have, high six figures, not high, by the way, at least high 180 to 250,000 in income. So how does it impact them? The moment they registered in our company, they have what we call 1099. All right. You can file automatically as a self-employed. That's the beauty about our conversation with them because they haven't started in the business yet, but we give them thousands and thousands of dollars already. Right. It could be put their kids on payroll. It could be the Augusta rule. It could be what else? Write off everything. Right. How would you like to write off everything that you use right now in your household? Your phone, your car, your clothes, your travel, your uh, lunch, right? Dinner. What else? Everything, gadgets, everything. You can write off a lot. It's as long as it's a qualified expense in your business that you used. Okay. Supplies, right? Gadgets, like all of this mic, this camera is a write off. So that's where you're gonna attract business partners, right? Because there's no any other options for them if they're only making double income through their W-2, so they can start their self-employed, right? Or 1099, or start their LLC, file an S corp, okay? Or just purely as LLC. So that's where you're gonna get started. Your conversation, right? If they want to move forward, all right, show them the orientation slide. Or if you want to go the whole process of presentation, I'm going to start now. And I want to make sure it's limited 15 minutes. I want to show them and I want to show you how you need to be effective and efficient, right? Because you don't want to go over 15 minutes. There's a lot of info in your thought process. They know this, but a lot of them, they don't have any idea what you're trying to share with them. So have patience, and at the same time, make sure you're communicating with them, because most of the time when you're anxious, you talk a lot. You're not sensing your conversation, so you have to be mindful of that. Okay. So let's get started. This is the slide. We call this the step one. So in our step one process, there's several slides here. Step one, it could be the complete presentation, all right, or the overview of what we do, okay? Let me open this up. And as I mentioned to you from last training, your computer or your laptop should be, prepared with your slides, so you don't go looking what are the slides you need to use on your presentation, right? So this is our systematic overview. But most of the time, if you see me present, I don't really use all of this. I just pick some ideas which will be perfect for them. So for example, I use this slide right here when I think that they are in a situation that they need to start saving, right? Based from your conversation, where they at? Do they know any financial strategy, right? Do they know how money works? So you don't have to go into details on how to get there. All you have to do is have a conversation with them. What are the concept, what they need to do right now to get to their position, or they don't even know what they need to achieve. Most people you sit down with, they just work day by day and hoping and, waiting, probably they could be able to retire. 95% of our population cannot do that. So what do they need to do? You start with this. They got to understand what is a fee number. All right. A fee number is how you can, plan something out right now to have a clear blueprint how to get there, or a GPS on how to get there. Business owners, they have their business plan, right? Restaurant owners, they have their quota. Every day they should make this amount of money. right? Every month, how much is your income? Business owner, Google, Amazon, big companies, they have their projected income. So you working day by day, you put in 12, 16 hours of your time at your work, and you don't have a game plan, right? Number one, you need to understand there's an end goal for you, why you work so hard, right? That's our job. That's our job, is to teach them, make them aware. That's why we have an awareness and education approach. All right. So the moment you bring value, the moment you educate them, you retain people because what you're teaching is beneficial for them. All right. So for example, what is fee number, right? Fee number is what you feel, though it's a goal for you where you feel that you're financially free. You can have freedom of time. You can stop working. You can retire, right? So how do you get that? These are the tools and concepts. You know, it doesn't have to be IUL all the time, right? They can, if they're making money in their investment, you don't have to stop them. Allow them to do what they're doing. They have rental. They allow them, right? This is just a supplemental or another avenue for them. But your job there is to show what are those, help you, how you can fund the IUL tax-free with partnering with us, because automatically of 1099. I just had a meeting today. I told them right there, the moment you sign up, you have 70 to 80,000 write-off right now. How do you feel about that? They're not in the business yet. So your conversation now is so important, and picturing out the picture, a vision for them. Why is it important for them to join us? So if they're saving 50, 70,000 a year, where do they put that? So they start planning out their IUL, their saving plan. So now they're funding their IUL tax-free, and grow it tax-free, and withdraw it tax-free. So if you want that growth, what is the instrument? You need to find out there to deliver that. So IUL has an average of 7, 8, 9, up to 40%, right? You cannot find that in the marketplace. You cannot find that in the 401k, because 401k, you could lose money tomorrow. So what, these are the enemies of money. You have to remember this. Enemies of money is what? Taxes, right? The second one, inflation. Third, fees, a lot of fees, right? On our next training, we're going to show you why is it more beneficial for people to utilize our IUL than the 401k. I'm not saying 401k is bad, but it's an option for them. By the way, this is for disclosure. You don't share this because this is for training purposes only. People misconcept that, and they have to be licensed. Okay, what else? Inflation, habits. They don't have the habits of saving. These are enemies of money. You're not growing your money. If you're saving money in the bank, you're losing with inflation. You don't have habits of saving. All right. And what else? Losses of the market, right? So what can you do right now, or what are the knowledge you have right now to eliminate and navigate this, so you'll be financially free to achieve your fee number? That's it, guys. It's so simple. Your conversation, it's simple, right? So now if you have that, what are the tools out there? You save money in the bank, there's fixed, right? If you have variable, most people, they don't want to keep their money in the bank. They rather take the risk. So they invest into 401k, mutual funds, crypto, because they want to grow. But there's downside of that. So they lose money. Index is you don't lose money. There's a capacity, there's a benefit of using index. Depends on what company, because this is how I explain this. Like, for example, you look at companies, like big companies that we're working with, right? For example, Nationwide, they're a huge company, right? They have a product wherein, Mike, you don't have to invest directly to the market because you're using money managers, you're using their platform, you're using their products, you're using their research tool, you're using their brokerage. So there's tons of fees that you don't know. Even though I will tell you, okay, Mr. and Mr. A, I will just only put you in a 0.5%, cost on this. But on the back end, they have other securities license that they charge you, right? I want you to get this book, Get the Unshakable. Everything that I'm explaining to you right now, it's in here. The moment you understand this, you'll be unstoppable. You can walk, you can run through brick walls, because it is exciting, right? So most of the time, they don't know that, right? So what we do is, companies like our companies we're working with, they don't have to invest that directly to the market. They said, okay, let me handle this. What I'm going to give you, Mr. A, you have a cap, you have a ceiling. The most you can gain here is 20, 25%, and you have peace of mind because you have floor. That's what we call recession proof. You don't lose money. Even there's a recession, guaranteed you have strength, you have principal there is intact, right? So that's the benefit. So I rather do this instead of investing into the market. In the long run, right? Because your average is only going up. There's no drag. You have higher performance. That's why you were using the multi-index or the index based from this company. Powerful, yeah? Pretty amazing. It's an option, right? It's an option that you provide to your client. So what about taxes, right? If you save money right now, tax deferred, would you rather pay on your penny seeds right now or you pay in your harvest? Imagine the conversation now because Social Security is depleting, inflation is skyrocketing, we printed a lot of money. How do our government get that back? Of course, through taxes. There's never been a year for 50, 70 years. This is the lowest taxes we have in our lifetime. Did you know in the 1930s and 1940s to recoup with the depression, the taxes is 90%. So it's happening now. So you have more control right now to rather pay tax right now instead of you don't know so much uncertainty later on with the tax, right? So the moment you're withdrawing money there, how much is your tax implication? What is your tax liability, your state tax liability, your federal tax liability, your income tax liability, right? There's no control. So you rather have control right now. And there's a reason why this has been put into law, right? Have you thought about that? Because the wealthy likes to utilize some of these tools to minimize the impact of tax for their legacy, for their heirs, right? Pretty amazing. So these are one slide that you can use. So I want you to practice. I want you to rehearse and practice drill, right? And learn from that, okay? Drill, practice, rehearse, by the way. Now, most of the time, I don't really show much about a company yet because I want them to pay attention. Because the moment they see products and companies, you're losing their focus. What you need there is the conversation. I have a meeting today. I told her, you're a great person. You have the capacity, but you're blocking yourself for greatness. Why? Because they're getting ahead of themselves, right? And I told them, I forgot my thought process, but the information you're trying to share with them is beneficial for them, right? So these are the companies that we're utilizing, but if I'm gonna go through with this, you can go to the slide, right? If you're an expert or maybe you become certified, you can browse with this, right? And I want you to practice. I want you to fail. I want you to miss, right? I want you to have rejections because that's where you're going to build your muscles, right? So basically who we are, what we do, we are a company. We're 90 companies all over the globe. We're 600 billion strong. Transamerica founded, start using IUL in 1997. We started that IUL, right? And at the same time, when Aegon bought out Transamerica in 1999, they said they need a distribution arm. So they're ahead of the game. Even now, we're always ahead of the game, right? When you look at this, they purchased World Financial Group as a marketing arm. So if you're a life and health license, you fall under World Financial Group. If you're a securities license, you fall under Transamerica Financial Advisors. The beauty about this you can marry this. If you have license, you can use a lot of these tools, right? So, we have over 60,000 licensed agents. 10% of that is performing. 80% are just, learning and doing basic things, right? But where do you want to belong, right? 4 million families we help for decades, okay? So what do we create now is create awareness and education, because when you look at this, 95% of our population, everybody, like when you go to a room, there's 100 people, 90% of those people cannot retire. They don't know financial tools, and 5% are wealthy people that have teams, they have CPAs, they have lawyers that help them navigate this tax laws, right? The tools to grow their money, to never pay tax later on, to grow their money, double their money every 2 to 4 to 6 years. How do you like that, right? And I'm not just saying this, right? I don't want you to take this lightly, because on some of our training, I'll show you how this product delivered, because we have clients here that double their money every 2 to 4 years. right? But don't promise, don't guarantee. In finance, you're not allowed to guarantees, right? That's why in our products and illustrations, we have what we call average, right? Under promise. You want to over deliver. You rather do that instead of over promise, but under delivered. So same thing with my client today. My client told me, Mike, I want to put in 400,000, but there's changes in my funds. I want to put money here. I want to put money there. I want to buy a house. I said, okay, listen. I don't want you to do something right now. I would rather stop this plan, not pursue this plan if you change your mind, because I don't want you to go back to me in 2 to 3 years and I didn't deliver you the best possible scenario or product or outcome. Why? Because you're changing your plans right now. So I want to cater you. What do you want? So eventually, Mike, okay, let's do this. I want to put 150 grand in here. Let's do it. I want to look at how it performs. Next year, I want to put another 150 grand. All right. So this is what we do. We help people create cash flow, of course. If everybody needs a cash flow, everybody needs a part-time gig. But I don't like using gig because this is a huge opportunity. It's a company. We're building companies, right? Debt management. Most people now, after the pandemic, they have tons of debt, credit card debts, right? They don't have emergency fund. Did you know average savings right now is only $3,000? Most household right now, if they have a flat tire, they have a hard time either putting money on putting food on the table or change their tires, right? So that's what we do, guys. This is the companies that we utilize. Look at this company. I would advise you go research a lot of your companies, right? Go deeper into this because this is amazing, right? You can change your legacy here. We're blowing and going. We're growing now. We need you to be certified. We need you to be trained because I only have 12 hours a day doing meetings. That's so much that I can do, right? It's only so much that I can do. So what are the needs? So you show them the need, you stretch their vision, right? The moment you show them the problem, how can we help provide a solution? Every company has that. Every companies, the moment they thrive, the more value they put to your household, the more their product is sold. That's why they create value. You're looking into the problem, you're finding the problem, right? You're creating solution, you bring value, then you get compensated. All right. You don't come into your house, you don't come into your client's home or meet up with your clients, think about how much money you're going to make. Put that at the end. Number one, how can I help you? How can I serve you? How can I educate you? Keep doing that. Keep doing that. Just education, it will pay off. We get so much value. All right. So education approach, business approach is what we do, right? So simple. 15 minutes conversation. You don't push yourself. You don't push the platform to people that are not ready. You're looking more people that wants to come join us because they see value. All right. All right, you guys. And I hope that is helpful. And how long did I present it? Maybe 15 minutes. That's what we do. All right, you guys.